So hello students, in this video we are going to continue with chapter 1, large numbers around us of the new NCERT textbook Ganitha Prakash. Okay, and we are going to discuss exact and approximate values given on page number 9, 10 and 11. Right, so here is a conversation going on between Roxy and Istu. Let us see what they are discussing. So Istu says that 1 lakh people visited the book fair. Oh, so many people, Roxy says. So Istu claims that if I had not gone, they would have written 99,999. These many people visited the book fair. So what do you think, children, of this conversation? Have you read or heard such headlines or statements? So do you think that 1 lakh people, it is written in the newspaper, is it exactly 1 lakh or it is an approximate value? Do they count exact number of people visiting the fair, or they just give a fair idea or an approximate value? Right. So very often exact numbers are not required and just an approximation is sufficient for such headlines, right? So for example, now according to the census 2011, the population of Chintamani town was 76,068. Now instead of saying that the population is about 75,000 is enough to give a rough idea of how the big quantity is. So here is another situation where father tells his son Bappi to call and check if Tufan Express is on time. So here Bappi checks the list of emergency contact numbers of police, fire, ambulance, disaster management, national emergency number, railway inquiry, etc. Right? He calls, and after some time, the doorbell rings. Father opens the door and he finds there are policemen. So he asks his son, "What number did you call?" So Bappi is saying that I called round off numbers, of course. My teacher told us that the efficient people deal with rounded numbers, right? So imagine like 139, he rounded off to 100 and he called police instead of railway inquiry. So now the question arises, was this a correct situation where Bappi should have been rounded off? So let us understand. Now there are situations where it makes sense to round up number. Like when you want an approximate value where it doesn't make any difference. Like here an example is given that the principal wants to distribute sweets to school students and the number is 732. But the principal orders 750 sweets instead of 700. Right? We need little extra instead of getting it less. Right? Then there are other situations where it is better to round down. Now rounding down means the approximated number is less than the actual number, right? So like a shopkeeper, if he wants to attract customer, so if the cost of the item is 470, he will say 450 instead of saying the rounded number 500. Right, so you have to see the situation and decide whether you are supposed to round up, round down, or you need to take the exact number. Or there may be situations where both is fine, round up or down. It doesn't make any difference. So there is a question asked over here. Think and share situation where it is appropriate to, like when you are supposed to round up, round down, either rounding up or down is okay, or when you need exact number of exact numbers are needed. So let us try to answer the questions given over here. First question is round up. So we'll give the situation, distribution of chocolate in school on your birthday party. So you want to give chocolates to your friends. So you tell your mother that there are 38 students in my class. So mother will give you maybe around 50. Some 38 for students, some for teachers, and little bit of extra chocolates, right? Now, second question is round down. In which situation we should round down, right? So let us see. So shopkeepers, they always prefer to round down to attract customers, right? Then now in situations where rounding up or down both are fine, doesn't make much difference. It is like you want to travel to some place, either the distance to be covered, or the time taken to travel to a particular place when you are planning something, a road trip or a train trip, any kind of trip. So either round up or round down is fine. Like you may say that it may take 2 to 3 hours. So rounding down maybe 2 hours or 3 hours. So it doesn't make much difference, right? Now situations where exact number is compulsory, right? So weighing gold, right? There even milligram difference will make a lot of difference in the bill, right? So you have to be very approximate, exact value you need to know for weighing gold. We also saw that emergency contact numbers, you can't round up, right? So these are the answers for the questions given.